Welcome everybody to this Div C matchup between Deny, Defend, Dehaka, and Bad Rats. I'm Omster, and we're doing a replay cast of this matchup here in the Nexus Gaming Series Season number 19. So, as you can see, Deny, Defend, Dehaka has banned Garden of Terror and Tomb of the Spider Queen. And Bad Rats has banned Cursed Hollow and Alterac Pass. So some big maps taken out of circulation here. Map number 1 will be on Braxis Holdout, the infamous Zerg map with lots of rotations and late game team fights. Also very snowbally map, so important to try and get a lead early in this one as they can be hard to turn around. Now, because this is a replay cast, we won't have a draft phase to watch, so instead we'll hop into the game, we'll do a quick review of what these teams drafted, and then, of course, we will watch what they have to offer us. So, without further ado, game number 1 between Deny, Defend, Dehaka, and Bad Rats. It's going to start right now. So, as we get in here, we see that to the left we have Deny, Defend, Dehaka. We've got Brightwing, Leoric, Gul'dan, Garrosh, and Hanzo. An interesting composition. I don't know that I see Hanzo a lot on this map, but he's certainly never a bad hero. Garrosh good at having control of the point. He can throw people away or away from the point or into his team. Gul'dan does good consistent damage in small areas, which the point fights often are. And Brightwing works so well with Garrosh. Garrosh doesn't want to see Brightwing on the enemy team and can polymorph someone who gets thrown in. So a good amount of control here. At 10s, you get even more with either Taunt or Decimate. You can have Dragon Arrow and Horrify, although hopefully not at the same time. That would be a mess. And Brightwing also empowers Leoric to be more aggressive in the top lane because she can heal and also come in to polymorph his foe. So this overall is a somewhat standard and strong composition for this map. It can work very, very well. And I'm excited to see how the members of DDD play it. In the red, we do have Bad Rats. The good rats were nowhere to be found, so we had to bring the bad ones. They have drafted Samuro, Junkrat, ETC, Anduin, and Hammer. Now, I consider Junkrat along with Stukov to be the two most annoying characters to deal with on this map. Between the beacons and the entrances to the beacons, mines and traps, done by a good player, incredibly frustrating to deal with. And I'm pretty sure I've seen French's Junkrat, and it is solid. Samuro actually trades fairly well with Leoric. Not so much right off the bat, but over time, his sustain is much better than Leoric's because he doesn't require mana, and he can always hop out of the Drain Hope. So this can be a very annoying matchup for Leoric, although the Brightwing may make it a little more possible for Leoric to push back against the Orc Swordmaster. ETC is decent, both Mosh on a point or Stage Dive to create a numbers advantage elsewhere on the map to kind of match the Brightwing global. Both are very doable and can be successful. Anduin's a great healer, and Hammer's an interesting one. This tells me that they do want to rotate potentially some help occasionally over to the Samuro, because Hammer can just sit back and clear wave or push up and siege. Also has a decent amount of damage for the Zerg, which is a very StarCraft 2 thing. What do you want when you've got Zerg pouring towards you? Well, you want a strong front line, and you want siege tanks. So, two interesting compositions here. I think if we were looking at just standard compositions, we would expect maybe to see more success from DDD. But I do think there's real potential to get some good longer fights out of the members of Bad Rats. So, without further ado, let's pop into our game, introduce our teams, and see what they have to give us. Game number 1 between Deny, Defend, Dehaka, and Bad Rats. In the blue, on the left side of the map, we do have Deny, Defend, Dehaka. Lulu playing the Brightwing, Whole Foods on Leoric, Mark Zombie playing Gul'dan, Arrow is playing Garrosh, and Arthanau is on Hanzo. In the red, we do have Bad Rats. Vinx plays Samuro. French is on Junkrat. Ding Dong is on the ETC. Neum is playing Anduin, and Jamster is bringing Sergeant Hammer.
Facility online.
So we do see the standard split, 1v1 and 4v4. We have the Hypershift for Brightwing at level 1, Ossian Renewal for Leoric. We do have the Echoed Corruption, so the E-build for our Gul'dan. Warbreaker, the Groundbreaker stacking quest for Garrosh, and we have the Target Practice Stormbolt stacking quest for Arthano's Hanzo. For Samuro, we've got Way of the Blade, so his crits are every 3rd hit, not every 4th. Blow him up for Junkrat. Prog Rock for the ETC, which gives more healing, and after gathering the globes can give some healing to nearby allies. Even-handed Blessing for Anduin, and Maelstrom rounds for this. So normally we see the stronger siege damage. The Maelstrom round increasing basic attack damage, so more of a trading build for this Sergeant Hammer. Now, one of the things when I play Leoric that Leoric doesn't love is strong auto attackers that he can't reliably drain hope, and that's exactly what Samuro is. So even early on, this can be a little bit of a tough matchup for Leo. Although Hanzo is a good match into this hammer, she has to sit still until 7 to do her damage, and he does have the range to punish her. She especially doesn't want to sit too close to a wall because that scatter arrow can do a lot of damage, but the stun onto Arthur now, he gets caught out and he's killed by Jamster's hammer. Stepped up just a touch too far and then got booped in by Ding Dong's ETC. So the beacons are up. Vinx will capture the top beacon. Ding Dong will capture the bottom beacon, and it's an early lead for the members of Bad Rats, although Hanzo has resurrected and is returning back to lane from the Hall of Storms. In the top, Vinx and Whole Foods dueling it out, but again, it looks like it's going to be a win, but no. Whole Foods steps back on the point. Vinx walking back in, does swap. Gets lots of auto damage onto that Leoric. Pops the Ossian Renewal, but still forced to back away in the bottom. This is being contested. Arrow taking a lot of damage from Jamster's hammer. There is the mine. It knocks Arrow straight north. And the reliable healing from Anduin opposed to the slightly slower healing from Brightwing means once again both beacons are in the hands of Bad Rats. Vinx captures the top. Ding Dong takes the poke from Arthanow and Mark Zombie. But the trap, it's slowly making its way towards the Brightwing. She's just drawing it around. Finally does go onto... But we're going to see the phase shift onto Whole Foods on the top, which means they're going to lose this top beacon, but it's too late. 100% already reached for Bad Rats. It's 100-6, although if you're the losing team, you are guaranteed 18%. A good flip onto French's Junkrat, but a great pull by Neum, saving the lanky Australian's life. Arrow gets caught by the root and killed, and that is the end of the tank as their healer was in the top lane, pushing with Whole Foods and this one Ultralisk. In the bottom, it's the full meal deal, and Mark Zombie is incredibly low. No healer here to give this Gul'dan sustainable health back. They jump onto Arthur, who takes so much damage, and he's down. The phase shift from Lulu is going to keep Mark Zombie alive, but that is another kill. The kills are now 3-0, and this bottom fort is going to go down. And the Zerg wave is still at 55%. And again, with such a snowballing map, this is making life hard for the members of Deny, Defend, Dehaka, who are already one level behind. The step-in is from Arrow, but with the Crowd Surfer ability, ETC able to make his way over the wall before it gets destroyed. These Guardians poking away at this front gate, and only 4 minutes into this game, once again Ding Dong is thrown in, but once again the power slide, the crowd surfer, it lets him get out past that gate without fear, and Jamster is just safely blowing away this gate. On the first Zerg wave, they've already taken down the keep gate, but now they will back away, and we do have Hovercar Hammer at this point, trying to bait in their opponents, but Deny, Defend, Dehaka doesn't take the bait. They're considering stealing their opponent's Firebat camp here. Leoric has backed against Vinx, and so the top lane is neutral at the moment. They will throw Ding Dong into theme. But once again, very, very low for Arrow, taking a ton of damage. Out comes the chastise from Anduin, but it misses. The Arrow is knocked into the team and blown away. French's Junkrat putting people in all sorts of positions they don't want to be. And this Hammer Junkrat combination has been deadly for Bad Rats. In the top, Vinx takes the Fireback camp that belongs to him. In the bottom, they steal the Fireback camp that belongs to Denied Defend Dehaka. And they have unfortunately started this game on the wrong foot, as the combination of these heroes, it's so away from the commonly seen meta that it's kind of hard to know what to do into this team. You can know theoretically, but how many times have you played into Junkrat, Hammer, etc.? It's not a common group. Now, Leo is all by himself with 4 men. 5. All 5 are here in the top lane currently. And the camp was stolen. It means that this fort is not defending against the minions here as they take down this bruiser camp in the top. And the macro play here from Bad Rats is beautiful. There is the Indomitable by Arrow. Does walk in. Vinx manages to swap and keep himself safe on the Samuro. Arrow walking towards Jamster. A good knockback there. And trying to put a last couple bits of damage down, but it does not land. The trap is coming after Arrow. And Vinx just pushing that bottom lane in. It is a 5v4 in the top lane. Holfu is taking about 2/3 of his life and damage. Another great knockback there by Jamster. Just calmly playing away on this Hammer. Beacons will activate in about 12 seconds from now. And the 5-man here does manage to defend their fort. It's only lost about 10% of its health so far. But Samuro pushing up again, pushing a huge wave with a catapult right into this keep. There is no gate. And so Whole Foods will rotate down, meaning the top is now a 4v4 that's easily captured by the almost level 10 members of Bad Rats. Both are captured as Vinx gets the bottom. 10s do come in. Arrow caught by that chastise, pops the Indomitable. Flips ETC in, but does get caught by the root. Now will take a lot of damage from the Hammer and the Junkrat. The mine is here. He doesn't know what to do. The BFG comes out, and the War Chief of the Horde is demolished. Arthur now leaps over the wall, but 10s are in. We have Blade Storm for Samuro, Riptire for Junkrat. It is the Mosh Pit for ETC. Light Bomb for Anduin, and Blunt Force Gun, as we've seen already from Sergeant Hammer. And once again, they can freely siege up. They get the full wave of Zerg from the top. And in the bottom, they even Vinx took this camp to help defend against a few Zerglings and the Ultralisk. Leo has to play it safe, getting poked away by Samuro. This is such a difficult matchup, and it's frustrating. There's not many characters that can totally frustrate what Leoric wants to do, but Samuro is one of them. What an annoying orc. The Riptire will come out, trying to find somebody that they can force away and make them unsafe. Arrow knocked back, but he does get more armor the lower his health is. This Zerg wave is still at 69%. Nice. As it takes down the gate in the top lane. The Blood Force Gun comes out, chunks Whole Foods, but the heal and the tap, Arrow also very low. French trying to find ways to knock people into the team. Unable. Now, the Entomb comes out. 10s are here for the members of Denied Defend Dehaka. We see Blink Heal from the Brightwing, Entomb from Leoric, Horrify from Gul'dan, Decimate from our Orc War Chief Garrosh. Oh, but there's the root, and they kill Gul'dan. Mark Zombie has been murderized. And the Dragon's Arrow from Arthanau's Hanzo. They jump out of the Hanzo. He takes so much damage, he gets caught by the spider mines of Jamster, and now they are just poking away. As in the bottom, Vinx is annoying. He uses the Blade Storm. Sorry, I think I had a stroke. Use the Blade Storm on the fort. It's still pushing. Whole Foods still desperately trying to stop, but until Vinx attacks him, the fort won't target him, and so he gets the bottom fort while the rest of his team gets the top fort, and there's still 7% on this Zerg wave remaining, attacking onto this core. Good day, Raka. How are you? They're positioning for the boss here as the Zerg goes down. They do have 13-11, a big lead this early in the game. Denied Defend Dehaka does seem like they want to find a way to come in and contest this. They're checking the bush, but The trap does root, and this boss is almost down. That's going to go down. There is the vision, but the Dragon's Arrow comes out, stuns 2, Indomitable for Arrow, but it's too late. Out comes the Mosh, catches 1, the Horrify, it hits 2. Ding Dong being healed big time by Neum here. Arrow's getting incredibly low. Lulu taking a ton of damage on the Brightwing, but they kill the War Chief once again for the Horde. Vinx taking a lot of damage. Neum hit by the Dramehoe, but most of the team still managed to walk away despite watching their tank go down. And once again, they will come in to steal this Firebat camp. The kills are 8-0 on the side of Bad Rats. They have dominated this game from beginning to end, as they also move up and steal the Bruiser camp from their opponents. They are about 2 1/4 levels ahead of Bad Rats at the moment, who are desperately taking down this boss before it can take away more than just the shields on their core. And there is a little man in here going, can you guys do something about this? That infested Viking is a problem. Guys, it's a problem! Mark Zombie clearing away this camp in the bottom. Whole Foods will come and slap away at these Firebats and try to kill these Cyclone siege units. Ding Dong. They're pinging to try and find a rotational mistake from the members of Deny Defend Dehaka. Whole Foods has to be careful. There's armor stripping from the members of from the camp here, and so it does really tear away your ability. They didn't find anyone coming out, but they do find Mark Zombie here. A great Horrify means that Ding Dong cannot lock down the Gul'dan, as the 2 members of the Orcish Horde in Gul'dan and Garrosh are not finding a lot of success. Vinx does catch the bottom beacon and is going for this bottom port with the Bladestorm. French will step onto the top beacon. Dr. Cook is in both cores. It's his twin brother. It's his evil twin brother. Ooh. Now, Arrow will capture the bottom point. It's 12-0 on Zerg, and they are on even talent tiers. This is the best it's going to get for Denied Defend. Ding Dong does come over the wall. Surprising Arrow. He walks right into the team. The Entomb comes out, but they're all grouped out. They're doing so much damage to Ding Dong. The Light Bomb comes out, but it looks like both tanks are incredibly low, and Garrosh is killed before Lulu can face shift onto it. Vinx is in the back line, Bladestorming onto Arthano's hands out. He's very low, 100 hit points. Vinx continues to chase him down, and he murders that Hanzo. Ding Dong chasing the Brightwing and the Gul'dan, knocks Lulu back, manages to blink heal onto the and is alive, but Vinx chased down the Skeleton King, killed him again. And now we have both beacons in the hands of Bad Rats as they siege up on the core with only 2 members left. And there goes Brightwing, caught out and murdered by the elite Torrent Shefton. Whole Foods will be back shortly, and here comes Garrus. The Horrify knocks them away. They haven't lost anything more than shields thus far. It's early enough that these deaths are not lasting that long, but 16s are already here. It's a 3-level advantage. Down goes Leoric, down goes Gul'dan, and down goes this core. Game 1 will cleanly go over to an impressively played game by Bad Rats. GG. The kills 15-0, and again, I think a big part of the victory here is the rather unorthodox draft. We don't often think of Samuro as a strong duelist hero. We don't often think of Hammer Junkrat as being the kind of team that helps you win team fights. But the coordination they had, the strength of team coordination they had, that, you know, Ding Dong goes in and Jamster and Junkrat start picking away. French has already set up the mines so that as soon as they try to get away from Ding Dong, they're blown back into the team. And this poor Garrosh, you rarely see Garrosh be the character that dies most frequently in a coordinated NGS match. He just couldn't get away from all this damage. So, game number 1 is into the hands of Bad Rats. These are the talents if you're so interested. But with game number 1 finished, we will see where these teams want to take us for game number 2. And there's going to need to be a shift in strategy for the members of Deny, Defend, Dehaka, because Bad Rats, unfortunately for them, took them to school in game number 1. But sometimes a team can look totally dominant and then just nowhere near as strong in game 2. We have no idea what it's going to look like in game 2, but we do know where we're going. It's going to be Volskaya Foundry, the home of Zarya. Big point fights, big vehicle, and some opportunities for macro. One of the only maps where there are essentially collectibles in turrets, and only one of the maps that we actually play with turrets and a healing beacon. So let's not listen to me talk too much. Volskaya is here. It's here to stay. It's a big map. Globals are useful. Lots of wave prio is a necessity. Let's see what these teams have drafted to try and win game number 2 between Deny, Defend, Dehaka and Bad Rats. So we do see that the teams have stayed on their sides. Deny, Defend, Dehaka has drafted Anduin, Blaze, Stitches, Tassadar, Tychus. The Stitches Anduin core, incredibly useful. We see this quite frequently. The hook gorge pull to make it impossible for the opponents to catch you. This is a composition that gets much stronger after 13 with the increased Stitches hook length. And they do the follow-up. They can wall someone trying to get away. They can root someone trying to get away. They can jet propulsion. So a lot of great opportunities to follow up on this hook and hook gorge combos. And it's looking like they want to run pick comp and blow away whoever gets caught, and then try to win fights on the point 4v5. On the red side, we've got Vala, Deathwing, Imperius, Diablo, and Ariel. So we got 2 angels working with the Lord of Terror. Traitors. Now, Vala, always a useful auto attacker, very strong, and French's Vala in particular, very powerful. Vinx does love his Deathwing and often shows well on this global hero. But we do have a double front line. Imperius can do a lot of percent health damage if he takes that. Diablo, great at charging, so it will be a hyper carry Vala. Deathwing often gets played as a mage, but is quite bulky, has a big hitbox. This is a big crowd control. Diablo with charging, Imperius with the Celestial Charge, Vala with the Rain of Vengeance. So this is a team that wants to kill you by locking you down. But if blue team can keep their distance, work from the hooks, and force this team to try to come into them with the Tassadar wall, with the bunker, with the Chastise from Anduin the Root, we may see this go to game number 3. So let's see what these teams can give us as we go into game number 2 between Deny, Defend, Dehaka and Bad Rats. So in the blue, we do have Triple D. Deny, Defend, Dehaka. We've got Lulu on Anduin, Whole Foods playing Blaze. Mark Zombie has switched roles to Stitches. Arrow is on Tassadar, with whom the roles were switched. And Arthanau is playing the Convict Tigers. In the red, we have Bad Rats. French is playing Vala, Vinx playing his Deathwing, Jamster is on Imperius, Ding Dong brings Diablo, and Neum on the Angel of Hope, Ariel. We do have Power Word Shield for Anduin, the Adrenaline Stim Pack for Blaze, Patchwork Creation, so 15% bonus healing for Stitches forever. We have the Static Charge Shockray build. A good hook onto Neum. Ariel is not the character that wants to get caught in here, but a good stun there from Vinx, and Neum will escape. But this team is getting incredibly low. Tychus, the pull comes out, but it's too late, and Tychus is dead. They focused too hard on the Ariel, and the stun from Vinx meant they weren't able to kill her, and instead they get traded onto. Tychus did go with quarterback, so the grenade build. On the right, for Bad Rats, we have the Puncturing Arrow, the Hungering Arrow stacking quest on the queue for the Vala. We've got Molten Blood for Deathwing, Burn the Impure, so it is the percent health build for our Imperius, which is good. He's one of the best duelists in the game, and especially into a tanky mid-damage character like Blaze, Imperius it's very difficult to deal with, although his wave clear is kind of poor until 7 if he doesn't take the W level 1 talent, which name I'll be honest, I don't remember. While it is taking this camp, we have Soul Shield from Diablo. They're looking to jump on the Tychus here, but just kind of showing who's boss. They don't have the damage to kill him. And we have Searing Light from Ariel. French having to back away from this camp as it really poked her down, but Jamster will come in to help, and it's a turret to the Demon Hunter. On this side, Lulu and Arrow will take their camp, and they will also get a turret for their trouble. Vinx using the Dragon Breath and the... I know what it's called, I just forget. The Lava Burst from his character. To clear waves easily. A very good wave clear here. All French going for the Q, but Arrow sidestepping. He zigged when French thought he would zag. Now, the safe area from which Deathwing can siege up is... I think it's kind of unexpected or underrated by opposing players. The hook comes out, not that it would have affected Deathwing anyway. And Deathwing is a great answering to a character like Stitches. It means it's a character that cannot be gorged and cannot be hooked, so he can block those things with his big body. Arthur now takes a lot of damage there. As we see Arrow continuing to build those static charge stacks at 35 now. Master Assassin for Tychus indicates we'll likely see Odin at 10 because that increased 10% attack speed, even without the additional 15, is very, very strong on the Odin's powerful auto attacks. Things continuing to put Lava Burst and Fire Breath onto this wall, and now they might have two, with Flame Stomp build, we'll probably see 2 Fire Breaths here. The Fire Breath from the Dragon and the Fire Breath from the Demon. We've got Demons and Dragons, as the tower does go down to the Fire Breath from Vinx. We're going to see Battle Hunger here from Jamster, making him just that much more powerful. He is out of mana, though. He's going to have a hard time taking down Whole Foods here, and Blaze manages to waddle his way to safety. Can't hit Arrow with an arrow. That's why she uses crossbow bolts. It's safer. And Vinx, at half health, will fly into the air to regenerate because Deathwing cannot receive healing or buffs from his allies. He is unstoppable to his opponents, but cannot be affected by friendly abilities either. So, comes back with full health, stands on the point, breathes fire onto the wave. As Vala clears top, Imperius has come back into the middle here. Both teams do have level 7. Excuse me. Denied Dehaka will step onto the point. Diablo and Vala coming back down. Vinx able to stay on the point for now. Throws out the stun. No, it doesn't manage to hit anybody. Whole Foods just putting autos onto the dragon, but it's hard to hurt Deathwing with fire. He doesn't really seem to mind. Out comes the oil spill. So currently the point firmly in control for Bad Rats. But again, this is a team that wants to use the hook to get themselves in. Both turrets are dropped right on top of each other. Jamster's taking a lot of damage. The hook lands on him, but they will get the protector. Jamster's getting incredibly low from this damage. But Deathwing gets into the vehicle. How you fit a dragon into a mech is completely beyond me, but terrifying.
Blue team has taken control of our
So the blue team has taken control of the Triglav protector. Sorry, not the blue team, the red team. And they are punching down this gate. And they have about a full level lead. And they did a really good job forcing their opponents out and taking this protector, while the other members of the team take down this gate. Remember, one turret had already been taken down by Deathwing. So as you imagine a dragon and an angel climbing into a mech, I'd like to talk to you about your medications for your delusions. Don't worry, I don't work for Big Pharma. I'm Canadian. We don't even have Big Pharma in the same iteration. Jamster does get caught by this wall. We got blown away by the shock ray from the Tassadar, who is already halfway stacked, essentially. They will stun the Stitches here, but the root is out onto Diablo, who does have full souls and pops the soul shield as well. Whole Food splits the uprights, hits nobody with that jet propulsion, but the wall will come out again, and they are doing damage to Ding Dong. But the return damage from Vinx is so high, Tassadar goes down, and Arrow is killed. The Cataclysm will come out now. They're jumping onto Mark Zombie, but the towers are hitting Vinx, so he backs away. But Tychus will be killed by the Vala, who's up to only 12 stacks of the puncturing arrow, the hungering arrow, but doesn't stop French from murderizing the foes. This mid fort is at about half, maybe 55%. Bottom gate is gone. Top gate still there. But we see almost no gate damage to the side of the members of Bad Rats as they attempt to steal. Tens are in, and they kill Stitches in the top lane. We have Rain of Vengeance, Bellowing Roar, Angelic Armaments, Lightning Breath, and Crystal Aegis. Whole Foods. Again, you just can't duel with this Imperious. It's so difficult. Now, Tens have just come out for the members of DDD as well. They have Light Bomb on Anduin, Bunker for the Blaze, Gorge for Stitches, Black Hole for Tassadar for the Disengage, and the Commandeer Odin from Arthanau's Tychus, who will pop away the health of the Cataclysmic raid boss. In the top, they get about half of this down. They do, hook and gorge the Diablo, and he will be left all alone. No one here to help. He's able to charge the Anduin, though. The positioning there from Lulu gave the free escape to the Diablo, and that has got to feel a little rough for the members of DDD. Vinx can safely ignore the Blaze and just breathes fire. Blaze a little far forward now. French looking for an opportunity to stack more of these hungering arrows as the jet propulsion pops them out. They're looking to chase down this Vala now. Arthanau, Mark Zombie standing here as Lulu comes down as well. Good percent damage onto that Deathwing as he's dropped below half and will probably have to take to the air to catch his breath and heal up. Yes, he taps it now into the air. He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. The big freaking dragon who's you're tall as his knees. I think that's how the song goes. In the bottom, once again, Jamster slapping around that Blaze. Who do you think you are, Blaze? This guy, Imperious, is an angel. You're just a guy in a mech. The top control point will unlock in 6 seconds as the top siege camp is captured by Bad Rats. It looks like they're going for... Yes, they're going to gank onto Jamster. Not a lot of escapes for Imperious. He has a lot of strength, so this isn't one of them. He drops the turret, so it's not given over to the enemy team as he attempts to waste their time as his team is going for the top fort. He does pop the Angelic Armaments, but he is killed by the Black Hole of Tassadar. The Gorge will come down onto Ding Dong's Diablo, and again, he still has full soul. This could go slow. The Light Bomb does come out, but the stun from Diablo means it does not proc. He's taking a lot of damage here. He charges Mark Zombie. The hat is going to go on from Neum, and Ding Dong is healed. Can he get out? Yes, with 600 health remaining. Ding Dong manages to not follow Imperious to the burning hells. Top is completely taken. This siege camp is also taken. They've taken the entire gate of the top keep, and the siege camp is going hard. Vinx will use his Cataclysm to escape. French looking for the hungering arrows, puts lots of damage onto Arrow, but once again misses those crossbow bolts, those hungering arrows. I think he hit one, but missed the other. Bad Rats will jump onto the healing beacon camp. They do have 13s. The 13's coming out very, very quickly. And again, the Tychus just burning away the health on the raid boss dragon. Top point is up. Nobody's going for it yet. Ding Dong does jump onto Stitches. There's the stun. Mark Zombie is at half health. He's dropping away the fire. The pull comes from Lulu, and the Black Hole comes out, but it has no effect on Deathwing. You can't disengage a Deathwing. That dragon leaves when he wants to leave, and not a moment before, yo. The only crowd control that works on a Deathwing is death. You must kill the dragon to get him out of your face. Jamster keeping an eye out to protect on this rotation. It looks like Deathwing will sit on the point, but the rest of Bad Rats are looking to take down this mid fort. Ding Dong also looking to delay the rotate. Huge minion wave. The hook comes out, it just misses Vala. The jet propulsion once again misses, and there's the flip onto Whole Foods. The overpower. The charge by Bunker means he won't get caught, but Tassadar is caught in the top by Jamster and murdered. Whole Foods does manage to get away. They lock down Mark Zombie. Arthur taking so much damage, the light bomb will come out and stun Jamster, keeping Arthur now alive for now, but Stitches gets caught in a choke and is murdered. Whole Foods blown away by the the fire breath of Deathwing. Words are hard. And the cleave of Jamster is smashing away at this turret. And the arrows of Vala are also crushing this gate. So that's top gate down, mid gate down, and they're looking at the keep. Bottom fort getting smashed by a gigantic minion wave at the same time. And Bad Rats are putting on a clinic for how to use unusual heroes and unusual compositions to put your opponent far, far onto the back foot. Great coordination and very smart plays. The dismount from the lava burst from Vinx as he's attempting to block hooks with his body. Anywhere Stitches might try to get a hook, Vinx is walking there. The Cataclysm is going to come out. They're going to jump once again into this blue team as they're up 16 to 14. They're looking to get a kill. Stitches is stunned, but a good disengage comes out from the members of Defend Dehaka. Deny Defend Dehaka, man. Sebastian the Crab. He'd be a big fan of theirs. So, looking to soak 16 before they get in another fight. The fire breath from Vinx convinces Blaze that's not the type of fire he wants to be the fire bat of. 3 members of Bad Rats taking their own turret now as they have the healing beacon, the turret. Ding Dong doesn't have anything. French has a turret as well. Vinx has nothing and he is getting jumped on. The hook won't do anything. I mean, that was a optimistic thought there from Mark Zombie. And Vinx will once again fly into the air to regenerate his health. You can watch it up here. They've also taken their siege camp, so there will be pressure in the top as they look to siege the bottom. Triglav Protector. We don't need no stinking Triglav Protector. We don't feel like stuffing a dragon into it anymore. He said he got sciatica from the last time he was in there. But I guess he wants some more sciatica because he is going to sit on this point to capture it. Arthur now starting the camp, but walking away. Another call has been identified by their team. Blaze alone in the bot lane to defend this quarter health fort. The other 4 members are here clearing out the camp. And then are they going to look to go onto the point? Yes. They're jumping onto Whole Foods. He does pop the bunker. He's going to try and get out here. The jet propulsor gets stunned by the Rain of Vengeance, and he is dead. There is overtime, though. Vinx taking a lot of damage. Forced to use the Cataclysm to get out of here. Does manage to use this wall and the special Tassadar wall to not die. The rotate is coming up. Ding Dong jumps onto the Anduin, looking for the overpower, but the light bomb comes out. It's going to stun. The fireballs are coming out from the Deathwing. He'll be landing here momentarily. No, there is a death, but we also see Tychus get killed by Ariel. Absolutely splendiferous play from Bad Rats. They're 19 to 15, a full 3-level lead. And this is probably the last opportunity that the members of Defend Dehaka have to defend their base. There is the Hook Gorge, but a good stun from Ding Dong means he can't go anywhere with the Vala. Spits her out immediately, taking chunks of damage. Blaze is in the bottom. Anduin is dead. Mark Zombie will become a zombie indeed, as his undeath can only protect you for so long. These hungering arrows are now doing huge chunks of damage to Arrow with the 30 stacks. Diablo pushed away from the core. They're fighting desperately to save it. Out comes the black hole. The jet propulsion comes out. So does the light bomb, but he goes into there. And another kill. Ariel murders Blaze. And the core is at 13%. It's at 10%. It's at 5%. And game number 2 is over. Bad Rats dominates the series 2-0. GG. This time the kills were 13-2, so it actually got closer in terms of kills, but this game somehow felt even more out of control for the members of DDD. Right from the beginning, the crowd control combos that they wanted and the opportunity to make French the hyper carry worked fantastically. I honestly feel like every member of Bad Rats did exactly what they needed to do to put pressure on their opponents. And the Deathwing, again, into a composition that wants to lock you down with the task wall, with the hook, with the jet propulsion. The Deathwing just went, I don't care about any of that. None of that matters to me. And I know it's a hero Vince loves to play. And boy, howdy, did he play it well this time. So we've got the talents, we've got the stats. This will be a victory, a 2-0 4-point victory in the standings for Bad Rats. Thank you so much to our teams for the entertaining games. I've been Omster. The VODs will be on Twitch for 7 days, and they will be uploaded to my YouTube, Omster. We will also have another cast in about an hour and a half, another Div C matchup. I believe it's Zul'jin Distillery versus... Oh, I have a crappy memory. Zul'jin Distillery versus Heavy Group Therapy. I'm really good at English as long as I'm not trying to talk to other people. I'm good at it in my head. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. Congratulations to Bad Rats. That'll be it for now. Go enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend, and go enjoy yourself some Heroes of the Storm.